What's happening, beautiful people? It's Tuesday, the 11th of February. A beautiful day to be alive. Me and Lee are here to bring you a little joy on a Tuesday morning. Let's get this party started, Jackson. Hey, Uncle Joey here. I want to talk to you about something. If you miss the cereal of your childhood, but don't miss the sugar, here's something you're going to love. It's called Magic Spoon, and it tastes like nostalgia. Magic Spoon has got a ton of protein, but still tastes just like the cereals you remember eating as a kid. Every serving of Magic Spoon has 13 grams of protein. Again, 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs. It comes in flavors like chocolate chip cookie, birthday cake, and even peanut butter. Listen, my favorite, I dig the peanut butter. I like peanut butter. So if you eat breakfast on the go, Magic Spoon makes cereal bars that you can take anywhere on the go. So do me a favor, get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/church, CHURCH, or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/church for $5 off.
Welcome back to church!
We're here. Uncle Joey's here, my main man Lee, the co-host of Death. How was the weekend there?
I had a great weekend.
What'd you do?
I did. Well, my show got postponed, which sucked, but I went and saw Russell Peters, which was really fucking cool. He was at the Beacon. And then I'm not fucking mush. That's what I got. I have to announce. I did well yesterday.
You did?
Or 2 days ago. I did well at the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah. I got lucky on a couple of like, they had one for like, since it was like Taylor Swift, they'd won if they score 22 points in a quarter, it was like 5-1. I got defensive touchdown twice. I had just any defensive touchdown, and then I had each team. So I got like I turned like 200 into 700. I had a great fucking day.
Lee yesterday, huh?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was so ready to fucking lose. I told people, I was like, hey, just I went on. I did a live Philly.
Okay.
I told people just bet opposite me and you'll probably win. And for the first time ever, I did okay. I'm so happy for Philly. And it was from the very beginning that they were just destroying.
And I knew it. I knew that for them to win, it had to be NFC East football. You got to go in there and go after the fucking quarterback. That's it. That's NFC East football. The Giants, the Redskins, the fucking Cowboys, and those fucking idiots. It's fucking NFC East football. You're biting, you're scratching. That's what the NFC was always about. I think somewhere in all this softness of football, the hate and love, hate. Listen, it's football. I got to hate you. During the game, I got to hate you for an hour. What are you talking about?
Right.
What are you talking about? I'm going to rip your fucking lungs out. What are you talking about? There's no love here. After the game, we do the hug. Yeah. I make more money than you do. The whole fucking deal. It's all the fake hugs and shit.
Right.
It's like being in L.A. Like, they don't love each other.
No. I didn't think that was going to happen, though. I thought it was just going to be like a huge... I was hoping everybody scored.
I thought it was going to be a good game. I didn't think Philly was going to get in their ass like that. I didn't like that they kept going to Shaquan Barkley. They get it. How many times are you going to go to Barkley? Enough.
I wish he did anything, and that's the only place I lost money.
Even in the fourth, they were winning by 80, and he's still running. Fucking get him out. That's it. It's over. That's it. This guy's gonna get killed for no fucking reason. He's going into the mouth of fucking death. It's real. I'm an old fucking man, and this is the difference when you watching football. When I watch the Super Bowl now, I get it. I get it because what you don't understand, even the news is entertainment. The news makes money on commercials, does it not?
Yeah, 1,000%.
They're an entertainment company. They have to entertain you with they put it together. Like the other day, I switched governments. I went from ABC World News Tonight. There was like a hockey game, so I couldn't watch World News, so I went to Channel 4.
God.
It's the same fuck with Jose Diaz. I'm watching it like Jose. Jose's got a big fucking head. I'm like, this fucking guy's name is Jose. Then they called him Jose Diaz. and I lost it. I'm like, fuck, I gotta do something about my head. So, and it's the same fucking formula. They tell you all the bad news up front, and then at the end, here's the kid who found the drum amid the fire in California. You see a little kid playing his drums. It's the same formula.
Right, it's all the same.
Listen, last week they put on listen to the unmatched. I love when they do this, because only white people fall for this. Okay? When they go, we found the lost Tina Turner album. Listen, that thing was lost for a reason. They put that in the back of the safe for a fucking reason. It was like one of those things that she's like, let's release this. Like, not right now. Not right now. We'll get that later on. It's like a Yoko Ono fucking song. Put it in the back. We'll get it. And then you hope she dies before she ever brings it up again. Then they die. And then some fucking agent goes in there and goes, let's release it and make 10,000. You're not going to make it. It's a bunch of yelling. It's Tina Turner getting beat up by Ike yelling. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that shit. Nobody wants that shit anymore. And I love Tina Turner. I'm not saying nothing bad about it. But all that, like, we found 3 more Beatles songs. They're terrible. The Beatles put out everything. Backwater, Cookies. They were like Elvis. Like, if you hear that Elvis had a missing song, trust me, it's bad.
Well, now, like, I don't know if there's obviously going to be missing stuff, but I saw that Scorsese is doing this, like, mini-series for Fox Nation, like the Fox Nation app. And I have nothing against Fox, but like that's who's coming up with an app now. And they gave Scorsese however many millions of dollars, and now like it's gonna.
I hear you are the director of Israel, fucking doing a podcast. With
I know.
Fucking ex-felon. The fuck is going on with your life? You should be creating your own app. You should be Rupert fucking Lee Syatt.
If you let me do any of the ideas I've given you,
Did you see Rupert at the game yesterday? The owner of Fox. Sitting there with an Asian bitch. He had bitches behind him, bitches to the left of him. That dog is old, but he can still hunt. Because with that type of money, you just get a prosthetic dick like that. I just get like a 2-foot dick. Everybody's getting yum-yums. Because listen, they're doing something, right? They're making men into women. In some country, Sweden, they got to have do you want a black dick that's white? 30 million.
You want to like get like a transplant of black dick onto him?
Fuck, but white,
Right, of course.
That's
Yeah, of
Rupert
course.
Murdoch. You can't show up with a black dick at that age.
No, that'd be terrible. I'm sure whoever's there would walk away if it was black.
Yeah, those guys, they don't give a fuck. Rupert Murdoch don't give a fuck if he cheats on his wife. He don't even know his wife is anymore. That's how much money he's got. Who's my wife? I don't
think she cares.
No.
No, she's thrilled.
He's 90.
90 years old.
Whatever the fuck he is.
But it doesn't matter.
Wasn't he married? Whoa. He was married to what's his name for a while. What? Rupert Murdoch was married to Mick Jagger's ex-wife for a while. The Texan chick, the big Texan.
Jesus.
Jerry Hall. Look it up. Somebody was married to Jerry Hall. Some big motherfucker. After Mick Jagger, Jerry Hall came along and married another tycoon. I think it was Rupert Murdoch. Because it's like that chick. You ever get that girlfriend that...
Yeah, Ruby Murdoch.
Yeah, told you.
They just got divorced.
Told you. And she left with more money than Mick Jagger. Like, she's like, fuck Mick. Fuck Mick. I could take Mick's money and shove it up my ass. This is big money. Rupert Murdoch was fucking Jerry Hall.
Damn.
That's why I like when women go, I'm sick of rich guys.
Yeah.
It's time to date regular guys. Oh, well, wait till he splits the check with you. Wait till he splits the check. Wait till you have to go and you drink the low-class wine. After about a month, you're like, we're going back to those rich dudes because this is bullshit.
Did you see Bill Belichick got his girlfriend in the Dunkin' Donuts commercial?
Fuck, dog, that's what old pimps do.
She's like 24, 25, yeah.
Dog, I'm the only fucking old pimp that lives at home with his wife and has a kid and goes to basketball games like a half a fag. If I had a brain in my head, I'd be on a boat right now. Getting my balls licked, throwing people off the boat, Epstein style. You know what I'm saying? Like,
would it be the same people? Would they lick your balls and then you throw them off the boat, or two separate groups of people?
No, I'm like fucking Netanyahu. They sick their dick, then you kill them. There's no Diddy tapes. There's nobody's gonna come back and I was on this boat. You were not on this boat. You're dead. You know what I'm saying? Nobody talks about Netanyahu, all his bitches, because he kills them all.
Do you think Diddy's he must be upset about that?
Who?
Diddy. He must have wished he killed all of them.
Listen, I don't want to talk about Diddy. We got so many good things in the fucking world to talk about, and you want to talk about that fucking mort. You know, that fucking
brought it
most.
up.
I didn't bring up Diddy.
Yes, you
I
did.
brought up Rupert Murdoch. A big difference. Rupert Murdoch and Diddy, two different fucking deals. I had a hell of a fucking weekend I got to tell you guys about. So everything was good. It was like being at a strip club. Everything was good. We were in love. Then I ran out of dollar bills. Once you run out of dollar bills, the whole night's over. You break that rhythm. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, hey, psh, give me a 20. By the time she comes over, she's talking to Julio down by the schoolyard. You know, you're like, what the fuck? And now that you broke the whole, what are we talking about? I don't even
You
know.
had your weekend. It was like a strip
All
club.
right, so everything was going good. I fucking get a call from my doctor. And she's like, listen, you got to come in for me to prescribe you this prescription you need. And I'm like, I'm not going in there. I was like fighting her, like, just give it, because she didn't have an appointment till like March fucking 30th. And I'm like, that's not going to work, you know? I go, forget it. I came out of hospital 2 weeks ago. I called you motherfuckers. You told me to call back this week, and now you're telling me again you have no appointments for me. She goes, well, you need this. I go, well, what do you want me to do? Where the fuck do you want me to get it? I got to wait till whatever. She goes, ah. She goes, okay, I got you an appointment for tomorrow at 11. I knew you had fucking appointments. You're just holding them out on me. Fuck you, motherfuckers. So when I got down there, she's like, Joey, your lung, but I saw something else. And she goes, let me touch it. And she started touching me, and I fucking popped up in the air. And she goes, I want you to go home, pack a bag, and go to the hospital. You have diverticulitis. So I fucking did exactly what she said, went to the hospital, packed my bag. I was just there for 5 fucking nights. It was great. It was I'd tell anybody to go to that hospital. It was tremendous. But I didn't forget that you have good weeks in life, and you got bad weeks in life. So fucking, I'm there Wednesday, Thursday. They're going to send me home Friday. And Friday morning, I get a fucking Instagram from Paulie Tunes. And he sends me a cartoon of me talking about being in the hospital when I was 16 at Christ Hospital. And the guy next to me had a stroke on the side that makes the shit of your body. So he couldn't shit. So I was in there with him for like 2 days, like, And they finally, like on a Friday night, they came in with a court gun. And they weren't ready for it. And they put it up his ass, and they started shooting the water.
No,
and
they
all of a sudden,
didn't.
shit started coming out everywhere. He hadn't taken a shit in like 4 or 5 days, this poor bastard. He was overflowing.
Oh, no.
His whole side was draining, like the hip. You could hear it on them going, oh, get towels and all this shit.
Get down.
So they put me in like a clean room, and that was it. But I get this Friday morning in the hospital. I'm like, this is fucked up. And I got a Mexican guy next to me, the nicest Mexican guy you ever met. His family came. They brought fucking Mexican food. I gave him oranges. Everybody was fucking happy. It was a fucking, because I steal shit from the back, so I would give them Rice Krispies. Mexicans love taking Rice Krispies home. It's like, I don't know what it is. Fucking, so about 8:30, they throw him out of the hospital, the fucking Mexican dude. And I'm like, oh shit. But Friday night, Thursday night, I said, fuck this. The last time I came to the hospital, I played Sober Joe. This time I'm not doing that shit. So I ate 300 milligrams on Thursday night. I was fucked up.
You got fucked up off 300?
Oh, like we do here on Mondays.
Okay.
I fucking put the earphones on. I had Led Zeppelin on. I had a basketball game on. I was writing. Though you gotta see that notebook. I wrote like 55 pages of shit.
Nice, thank
And now I
God.
looked up. There's 2 things I could read. It's like hieroglyphic. I thought it looks like fucking that Chinese book that came out today. Same hieroglyphics and shit. So I'm sitting there Friday, and I go, fuck this. I'm taking 400 milligrams. So I pop all 4 of those motherfuckers. There's 1 left. I save it for Lee.
Thank you.
Because I'm a Christian. I'm sitting there on fire. And I hear this commotion. Hey, stop here. And some guy again. Oh. I'm like, fuck. I take my earphones off. Hold on. I could tell something's going on in my room. They bring him in. And he's like, lady, before you put me in the bed, I have to go number 2 again. The guy's like fucking 80. And they had to flip him over and shit and the whole thing. Then he shit again. He shit 3 times in the wheelchair before he even got on the bed. Right now I'm sitting there going, I need this.
I was going to say, I'm
I
surprised
just
you're not
popped
packing
some
your
edibles.
bag.
Everything was beautiful. It's like now you see the correlation between the stripper. Now everything was beautiful. I had a flow going, and that's it. That's it. And now this guy, so they finally put him in bed. He don't touch the bed. He shits it again. It's 9:30, and now it smells like fucking Exit 11 in my room, and I'm in the corner. So you got nowhere to go. This ass is coming at me. So I got like a cape on, like a little fucking.
And wait, is all you had that little like curtain between you?
The curtain between
That's
me.
all you had for the smell?
That's it.
Oh,
so
no.
I got the cape they put on you with the ass out. I never put those on. I get sweats and sneakers in that motherfucker. I ain't got time for no cape with my asshole out. So I put that on around my head like a Turkish dude, like just so I wouldn't smell the shit.
Wait, you put the hospital gown around your head?
Fuck yeah, and left the eyes out like fucking, you know me, like Alibaba in the 40 Thieves. I don't give a fuck, Jack.
Why is there no picture of this?
Because I wasn't gonna take a selfie. Look like Alibaba. And next thing you know, people think I joined ISIS, and that's a whole fucking. So it's about 11:30. I get out of the room. I had a pastrami sandwich, so I fucking went out in the hallway and ate it. I didn't want to smell that shit all night. I come back about 11:30, quarter to 12. He's kind of like, oh. Right. I laid down, and all of a sudden because in the hospital, it's like on the drive up here today. I'm home all day. When do the doctors call you? When you're in the car. They want information. Like, can I get the information? Listen. I'm on Route 3 with sunglasses on. You know what I'm saying? Cutting people off. I ain't got time to go in my wallet. I sat there all day waiting for you motherfuckers to call. And you call at 5 o'clock, you know, as usual. That whole system, they bother you when you least expect it. So I'm fucking sitting there, and I'm like, I'm too high to even go to sleep. So they start with their bullshit. Hi, Mr. Diaz. We're here to check your vitals. That's the oxygen and the blood pressure. Then they prick your fucking finger and get blood out of it for a sugar test. She comes in, and she's got the machine away from me, right? It's about midnight, maybe. So I can't see the numbers, but I see her go. And all of a sudden, she's on a walkie-talkie, and a bunch of white people come in my room. I got like 3 white people, 2 black people, an African lady, a Filipino lady, and they're like, "What could be going on?" And they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm okay. What's going on?" They're like, "Your blood pressure's 190 over 100, and your oxygen level's at 88. How are you even standing?" And I got up, and I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm tip-top and good." And they're like, "We don't know what's going on. We have to call the head surgeon." And I'm thinking, I know what's going on. I got 400 milligrams of me, bitch. That's what's going on. So now I know what it does to you. It raises your blood pressure and lowers your oxygen level, so we're good.
Oh, good. That's awesome. Did you tell them this at any point?
Fuck no. I'm going to let them guess. I'm going to let them call Mars. I'm having them call China for medical information. He was fine all day. Your blood pressure was 140 over 80, and all of a sudden now it's 198 over 100. What is going on? I'm like, oh. I tortured them, but then they tortured me because that fucking dude shit again.
I was going to say, he was making a reappearance.
Dog, they flipped him over and the bucket fell. So now there was shit juice all over the fucking floor. I didn't say a word. You know me, I usually fucking go, "What the fuck is this?" I'm going home, call an Uber. I didn't say a word. I just wanted to get healthy. I was up all night, but the clinker is, like I was asleep but up. I had the blanket on, I had earphones on, I had the sleep apnea mask on. I would listen to music because I was so fucking high. And they kept coming in asking me creepy questions. Like at 2:30, they woke me up to ask me how much I weighed and how tall I was. And I asked her, I said, "Can I ask you a question?" So this question came to you at 2:40 in the morning. You just decided, let me wake up Joey to see what he weighs and how tall he is. Then they'll come in again like at 4. Like, "We need to take more blood out of your finger." Why? I haven't eaten a fucking thing. I've been sitting here burning on edibles because I can't walk out because the shit fog is on the wall. Finally at 7, I got up, tiptoed my way to that bathroom, and I took the best shower I've ever taken because I knew there was shit particles in the air. The guy's been shitting for 10 hours, every fucking 15 minutes. There's got to be some type of shit particles in the air. So I took a nice shower. I walked out. You could still smell the shit. The breakfast came. I go, "No, we're not eating in here. Take them out. I don't want shit on my eggs and fucking feces pieces all over the fucking place."
Hold on.
Feces fucking pieces. Aggravating. You go to a hospital, relax. not to get tortured. That's what they do to you in those hospitals. They torture me, and it's a great hospital. I love them to death. They called today, and I gave them all 10 stars. That's not the fight. And then the one day we got this. Listen, if Jews put an ugly woman on this planet, this was the one. She was there when I checked into the big room, a 2-man room. She was the ugly. Like she had those eyes, like she had been in fucking Gaza for 200 days. She was a hostage. She had like a black towel on her head. She had the stockings. She was a stinky, but I don't think she was full on. You know?
Only partially.
So this fucking bitch, I go upstairs and I go, thank God I'm in my room. And I start taking my shampoo out. My wife dropped off. And she goes, what are you doing? Like, I'm taking a shower. She goes, no, you can't. I go, what do you mean I can't take a shower? She goes, you can't take a shower when we get doctor's orders. That's going to take about 3 hours. I go, I gave him that Bronson line. That's 3 hours too many. I'm going in right now. And she's like, but you can't. The doctor's orders. I said, the doctor hasn't given me no order. I've been in the fucking hospital for 27 hours. There's some odors coming out of me. I'm taking a shower. Bro, this lady went and got security, and as she was walking into security, I walked into the shower and locked the door. They banged on the door for like 3 minutes. The shower's on, can't hear you. I came out, they were waiting for me and shit, like, you can't do this. The doctor go, listen, I didn't say it in front of the ugly Jewish chick. I said it to the guy. I go, why don't you get the doctor to come up here and sniff my nutsack? He'll give you an order to take me in there and bathe me. My nut was rotten on the left side from laying on that. You have that. Sometimes you got pee around your dick. That's one thing. You can wipe it off. But if you got that nut
I love that. Yeah.
You have it and it's on your hand, and then you can't wipe it off your leg because it just slicks. That's what I had. Yeah. I'm not embarrassed to say it. That's why I take 3 showers a day, because I know that's what comes out of my left nut juice. Because I lay on my left side. I figured it out.
Right. Now, I just want to paint the picture. Is this before or after this guy shit himself?
This is way before he came. This is when the Mexican guy was there.
Okay. Holy shit. Oh my god. And yeah, because you going 27 hours without a shower never happens.
Dog. Come on. I took like 3 Puerto Rican ones where I got the hot towel and you wipe your armpits and between your balls, but that don't do it. Because you got to use soap and fucking Dove and elbow grease. And your skin is dry. You know, your skin. I took my pants off. Fucking it went poof from my legs, how dry they were. I need a fucking shower. And put some cream on these fucking stilts.
Dude, I've been with you once, many times. Like, we've done something in the morning, had lunch, went back to your house, and be like, I gotta take a shower. I'll be back.
Yeah. That's what a shower's for, to use it, not to look at it and go, oh, it's a nice shower. What the fuck? You gotta get in there.
Right.
You gotta wash that ass. 24 hours without washing your ass.
Right.
And maybe 1 or 2 shits. It starts to ferment.
Oh, yeah.
It starts to ferment. It turns into something else. That's where you get mushrooms and hemorrhoids and all the dirty shit around your ass when you don't wash your fucking ass.
How excited are you to be like 70 and 75 and like just really torturing doctors?
I'm not excited at all.
No?
No. I'm still thinking about all the people I can torture now.
Right. But
I got people that call me every day they're looking to get tortured. And I'm such a Christian now, I just let them off the hook.
That's really nice of you.
You bet your ass.
What did you do to that guy who was shitting himself? Didn't you do?
Nah, he was a night. Listen, it's not his
Did he give him something to stop him up or anything?
I kept saying, you want me to bring you something? He's like, everything goes through me. That's right. Because I had to connect in the back. I get coffees. I get the cereals. I get the fucking turkey sandwiches.
Oh. That
night I got so high I must have eaten 4 turkey sandwiches.
The night he shit himself?
No, the night before that when I ate the 3 edibles. Oh, my God. I ate so much in there. They have these turkey sandwiches that are delicious. Don't eat the ham sandwiches. But you eat the ham sandwich while you're eating it, you're like, thank God I'm in the hospital. I don't have to go far. This shit goes sour. But the turkey sandwich is unreal. You know, and I got that diverticulitis, whatever the fuck that is.
Isn't that what's the UFC fighter had?
Yeah. But he had to take a surgery. I'm trying to avoid the surgery. So I got to stop eating seeds. I can't eat fucking red crushed pepper. I got to eat the crushed powder now.
Oh, damn. Hey, it's better than having surgery.
That's right. And this is what happens. This is the evolution of man. All you young guys are like, why am I listening to this conversation? Because one day this is going to be you. Do you think I was going to have these conversations? Not at all. I thought I was going to be dead when I was 37. And I was good with that. I was good with that. I'm like, I don't need shit. But it didn't work out. I thought I was going to die during Y2K. I
Because of
did.
Y2K?
I really did. I'm like, I'm going to die. It's like the year 2000, like
Right.
about a month or two, and I'll die. And
Okay.
I never died. So I'm here.
What would happen? Like, let's say when you got to the year 2000 and you were like June and you were still alive. Did you
I was
pick a
in
new
shock.
day?
I was in shock.
Did you like pick it like, all right, it's
The
gonna be
funny thing was,
2006?
I didn't die, and I ended up meeting my wife.
Yeah.
June of 2000.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. I was on the road.
And then if you think about it, you said I wouldn't make it to 50, and then you had Mercy.
Dog, I was on the road that year from November, and I didn't get back till April.
That's awesome.
And I only had 3 weeks booked when I left. Everything else was fallouts from the road. And I worked every weekend. Wasn't the money I wanted, but I worked constantly.
And you were just taking a bus? Was that
Fuck
that? No.
I was with a girl in a car.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. That was
And I had
that
to
one.
throw her clothes away because she would put her clothes in the back seat, and I'd be smoking cigarettes, and I'd fling them out the window, so I thought. And when we get to the destination, I look at the back, and her shirt would be burnt. So for years, she would always tell me, I don't know what happened to those 3 shirts. They just...
Oh, they just ended up burned. Holy shit. Dude, I'm surprised you lasted as long as you did in the hospital. Especially now hearing it. Like both times, I was surprised that you lasted as long as you did. And then this time to hear, because you don't do well with weird smells, like even a little bit. So
Sandals, little things just tick me off. Ranch dressing. Then the one day they brought me salad with ranch dressing. I almost went off. Then the next day they brought me no salad, but with the right salad dressing.
Wait, they brought you no salad, but they brought dressing?
They brought me no salad.
Okay. But dude, the fact that you survived, even just take out the dude shitting, because that's actually kind of, at some point did it get funny? At some point did he start to laugh?
Listen, when you're in a hospital room, you think you're on True TV and that people are just fucking with you. It's like before when I got in the car. I was in the car 10 minutes. I just got the gas. I just hit the fucking 9. I'm just hitting the Jersey Turnpike North. And this lady decides to call me. And she got to put me on hold, and she wants to ask me questions. And what medications are you taking? Listen, do you see my wife in the fucking car? If my wife's not in the car, I don't know what I'm taking. You can throw out the names at me, and I'll yes you to that.
I'm taking everything. Yeah.
Calippoline, they hit you with all this shit, and you're like, guys, I don't even know what's in that cup in the morning. My wife puts a cup on top of the table with pills. I just drop it. I take the other one on my own. I take one downstairs on my own. And I take the ones at night on my own. But the breakfast one, it's too many.
Right.
So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
But you were saying when you're in the hospital, it feels like True TV. I asked if it got funny.
Oh, yeah, at some point I gotta look around. Listen, what saves me is my sense of humor, even though I don't have one.
What do you mean you don't have
I
one?
don't have a sense of humor like that. Like most people, like it happens. No, don't.
Yeah, you
Why are you waking me up at 2:30 to see how tall I am? What, am I dying? You're calling the cash company? You know, the casket company? I mean, what the fuck? You gotta sit there and go, what the fuck was that about? That's gotta be a fucking candid camera minute. That's got to be a candid camera moment.
Did they really just literally like shake you like Mr. Diaz?
Dog,
Mr. Diaz.
dog, they ask you questions. The one day, I got this fine little African chick in there that takes vitals. I mean, this girl was a sweetheart, and she was beautiful to boot. And she's taking my vitals. It's 6:30 in the morning. We're kicking it. We're doing great. I'm playing fucking music for her, Cuban music and shit, talking about Nigeria. Yeah, where all the saints came from. And fucking three people just march into my fucking thing. A woman and 2 fucking like little assistants with the pads. You ever see that when a woman walks in and she got 2 little fags with pads? This bitch just comes into my room. Now, the blood pressure machine is here. The chick is here, and the TV's here. She just walked into the TV, into my space. Hi, Mr. Diaz. I'm Dr. Doolittle, whatever the fuck that is. And this is whack and frack over here. These 2 fucking blow and hoe. That's who these are. And she's like, doesn't even say that to me. Starts touching my stomach. And I'm like, okay, and then she's like, hold on, take his pulse. Well, lady, all of a sudden the bell goes off and my blood pressure is 175 over 90. She's like, it's a bit high this morning. I go, first off, look at you and look at me. Why are you there? Back! Back! You came in here while a doctor, a surgeon, came in here while she's testing my blood. No respect for this poor fucking girl, and no respect for me. Just barged in here with your college-educated ass and started like,
Right.
And that's my blood pressure. I go, step back. It's 140 over fucking 80. I go, do you see? I mean, you're a fucking surgeon.
Right.
There's days I was in there giving blood, and there's other motherfuckers coming in trying to give you like another needle, a back rub, and you're like, enough. Let's do this first.
Right.
When they all come in, they come in like, when you pull your car in on a race, and all of a sudden everybody comes out, bah, bah, bah.
Right.
That's what it looks like. It's like, it's not a race.
Fuck.
This ain't a fucking race. Why is there 9 people in here? Well, let me touch your legs. Why now? I got a thing on my arm. I got an IV over here. It's humorous, man. It's
Right.
just-
Oh yeah.
It's humorous that.
Well, that does sound funny. I've laughed in public bathrooms. When people fart, I'm a little kid. Like if that dude was shitting himself, there's a 0%
There was
chance
no
I would have
fart.
laughed
It
the
was just-
entire time.
Listen. Let me tell you something else. Because in life, you don't know how this sounds. See, when we shit at home, we shit into a toilet. And right here it's like bloop. And every once in a while, we get the 3D experience where the water hits you in the ass, right?
Yeah.
Or you go to wipe your ass and your hand hits the shit or the water. You went a little too deep and now you got the black hand stain over here. All right. But that's completely different, guys, than if you shit in a bucket and listen to the bucket fall. And hear the shit. Because as soon as it hit, I go, oh, that's shit water. That ain't agua de Olympia. That's not, it's like when puke hits. When puke hits a floor, you know what it sounds like. And if you're not watching it, listening to it, it's completely different. So when I heard that bucket flip over, it wasn't like a metal bucket. Whatever the fuck they put you in, like a little baby bucket, and the bucket flipped. When that thing went click and it hit, and I heard the nurse go, oh no.
Oh no! Yeah, oh.
That's it. So when I heard that, that's the first time I was like, that's real. That's real. And I'm going to walk in it and I'm going to be fucking pissed. I put on 2 of those little hospital socks they give you with the little alligators on the bottom so you won't slip.
I don't think they would have done anything. Those are still cloth socks.
Did what?
Those are still cloth.
Yeah, but I put 2 on just in case because you step on one of those little nuggets. It don't matter. You ever step on one of your own nuggets or the cat's nuggets? It's not good.
You've stepped on shit before?
Yeah.
Where? In what scenario is there shit on the floor?
I went to get up to wipe my ass, and a little yum yum dropped the floor, and I fucking backed into it. It was on my heel. I didn't even know. You smell something funny. Because that's another thing. When you shit in the toilet, it smells like what it smells like.
Right.
Go cut that motherfucker with a knife and leave it in there. It opens up the airways. That's why when shit breaks in half, it smells so bad.
Plus, if he's 80-something and having like an issue, I don't think there's anything to cut in half. I feel like it's like all...
Listen, I don't know what his diet is, all right? I didn't follow him around like fucking Muck and Huck.
How much did they took you out of that room, you said, after that happened?
No, I abandoned ship. I got up that morning at 7 and told them what time it was. I'm like, get the paperwork ready. They're like, yeah, we're going to go home. And the doctor came in, a little Arab guy, sweetheart. And he goes, we discharged you. And he goes, everything good? I go, yeah, I didn't say nothing. I didn't make a scene. I made a scene when they told me I'd be out by 12, and it was 1:15. And I was still sitting there, and this guy's still going, oh. And I'm like, come on, enough. It's sunny out. My fucking legs are swollen. Because I would walk around all the time in the hospital. I walk every hour.
Right.
You got to move around that motherfucker. That's what you're going to die there. Oh, shit. Emergency was great. The first day I got to emergency, like an hour in, there was already a fist fight. I'm going. 4 cops had to fuck some dude up. And then he was like in there. He was like, fuck you. You're not a doctor. Get out of my face. Get out. And all of a sudden I heard 25. You know, like somebody's 25 milligrams or something.
Oh, no.
And I heard him yell, ah. And that was it. I went over and checked on him. He had blood all over his fucking thing.
A fist fight did you see the fist fight?
I heard it. I heard a couple punches thrown and fucking wheels from a little chair spinning around, you know. All that fun shit.
Jesus. I can't imagine getting into a fist fight. in the emergency room.
That's the best place to get into a fist fight. You're right there.
I guess you're right. Fuck.
It's a crazy world out there, Lee. People get into fist fights in a lot of fucking places. I've never been in an emergency room fist fight, but that's the second most exciting place in the world next to Disneyland.
To get into a fist fight?
Just go to emergency room in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And sit there for a few hours with a camera. That's a fucking art. That's a podcast.
Yeah. No, you're
The
right.
people walk in, bleeding, shot, fucking yelling. That's a podcast. 15-minute podcast. Me and the emergency. And every week you go to a different emergency room.
Could you imagine asking someone while they're fucking like,
What happened?
get the fuck out of here?
No, you're not going to ask nobody. You're just a quiet spectator. That's the name of the podcast. The Quiet Spectator. Some nights you go to court. Go to midnight court downtown and see what comes in there at midnight.
Do you think they still have midnight court?
They got to have something.
Jesus. They have a bunch of that on Zoom now. Court.
Yeah, but it ain't the same.
No.
I want to sit down on Zoom and watch. You got to sit there and get the action, the odors. You know what I'm saying? The guy comes in stabbed. You want to smell the blood. Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Midnight.
If you didn't get stabbed. That's why I was hoping.
Why do you keep
something
asking about? I don't
happened
want to get stabbed. I don't want to get hit in the head.
Just a little cut in
People
the
send me
leg to-
messages now like, have you gotten mugged yet? No, I don't want to get mugged.
You're going to get mugged eventually.
Please stop
If
saying
they
that.
mugged fucking Jerry Rocha, they're going to mug you.
I go to.
He
I
got
don't.
mugged twice. They took his jacket.
They took his jacket.
Yeah, he had to walk home with
What
no
kind of?
jacket.
I don't have that kind of jacket. I don't have nice jackets.
They don't care.
They don't.
$2 is $2. You know what I'm saying? That's all they need.
Fuck.
So be careful. Always wear underlinings.
Underlinings.
Yeah, like a fucking Arctic T-shirt and Arctic pants.
Oh, that'll
You know-
really help.
You know, if they make you take your pants off, now you got protection underneath. We're going to take a break with that one. Poor Lee couldn't handle that one.
I don't know where to go from there.
go from there. We'll be back, bitches. Hey, Uncle Joey here. Listen, if you want a nicotine pouch that's going to rock your world, I'm talking about rock your world. Look no further than Nick. Nick pouches come in 10 awesome flavors, from crisp mint to exotic tropical fruits. They're available in 3, 6, or 12 millis. You know what I'm saying? AKA milligrams. So you can choose your own adventure. Me, I like this little berry lemon ice. Are you kidding me or what? It takes me to an island with a raft, people jumping up and down. Each pouch lasts up to 2 hours, and they're made with natural coconut fiber filling and all natural flavors. So, do yourself a favor. Make the switch to nicotine pouches today. You're going to love these. Right now, church listeners get 35% off. What did I say? 35% off when you order through the exclusive link of nykdpouches.com/church. This special offer isn't for your first purchase. You can use this up to 3 times. Who brings you a party like Uncle Joey? Nobody. Don't wait. Get 35% off now at nykdpouches.com/church. That's nickpouches.com/church. CHURCH. Nick products are only for adults of legal age. So if you're under 18, take a hike. Every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Thank you for watching and supporting the church. I want to thank Nick for always supporting the church. We're back, bitches. We got a special guest tonight. He's the guy you hear cracking up in the back all the time, giggling, having a good time. My fucking nephew, Nicky A.
What's up,
a.k.a. Nicky Pork Chops, a.k.a. Nicky. We're going to go get some pork chops after this with vinegar, peppers, potatoes, and onions. Are you kidding me? They got the Rhode Island iced tea, the Rhode Island
clam chowder.
Clam chowder on a fucking Monday night. Stop it. What's up, dog?
Having a great night. How about you, huh? How you doing?
Always. Listen, let's give some background here so you motherfuckers know I didn't just pick them up at some fucking Thai bar. You know what I'm saying? One of my
Not like
friends
those
brought
other
him back
guys.
in Thailand and shit. I grew up with his family. Next week we're going to have, in 2 weeks, we got a friend of mine, Dennis, is coming in. And then we got another Avillo coming in. And, you know, if you say anything to Dennis Colangelo, I always talk about Mr. Asclees. You've heard me talk about Mr. Asclees, Mr. Asclees, Mr. Asclees. This is his grandson. And I grew up with his uncles and his aunts and his mother. And during the pandemic, I don't want to leave the fucking house. I get a call from his uncle. He's like, hey, you got to do me a favor. My nephew Nick is there. He's looking to see the devil. He says he wants to meet you. I'm like, during the fucking pandemic? He brought that shit from New York? Because I was still petrified. Like, in June, I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody from New York. And because the fucking guy who went skiing,
The
Jewish guy, that motherfucker, he's probably the ugly Jew's father down in the hospital there. So,
Oh shit.
fucking, you know, I went to meet him and I was like, wow, this is tremendous. And I came back, when I moved back, there he was. And, you know, he's an adopted nephew the same way his family adopted me 45 fucking moons ago. So this is a different generation. Like sometimes when he hears me talk, he's like, what the fuck is he talking about? You know, there's nobody getting mugged in Hudson County Park no more. Well, at one time there was. It's funny because every Monday I come up here and the wave sends me on a different route. And on every route, no matter what, I can find places I robbed, places I ran out of, places I lit on fire. Like, oh my God, I robbed that place. I didn't know it was a pizza joint now.
My first burger on my right.
Yeah, it really is fucking crazy. It really, every time I drive on Tunley Avenue, a new memory comes to me. I'm like, I'm not even gonna say that shit.
They
Like,
have that in New York. You could do that. Like have those guys that do like the double-decker buses that do the tours around. You could pick up people into the Joey Diaz tour of northern New Jersey.
last week, 2 weeks ago, I'm at home watching New Jersey 12. I'm waiting for the weather. That's the little news station here in New Jersey. And that was the day the fucking truck went into the Kmart.
Target on Tunley.
Target. What went in there? A truck, some type of truck. A dump truck went into the thing. And they're showing it on TV. So I'm thinking about all the shit I did there. I'm thinking about a time when there was a Pathmark there when I was a kid. And we got caught. We were going to rob the gas station. But to rob a gas station, I needed something, a gun. I didn't have a gun. So I go, fuck it. I called my friend. I go, let me go to Pathmark and rob a gun. And we'll tape it, and then we'll go up there like a water pistol.
Water pistol.
We'll tape it. Well, I get caught robbing the gun. Like, I didn't even make it out of box.
Why not just buy the water gun?
Because I went all A. When you go all A, you're going all A. You ain't got time to spend $1 on a water pistol. Maybe
shit.
there wasn't even $1, Lee. Did you think of that? So, I mean,
I apologize for not
and I still
considering.
remember arguing with the lady outside crying, telling her my brother died, and I got another brother that's retarded and needs a gun.
Just lying.
To shoot himself. And she's like, okay, I'll let you go this time. She was like 6'5", ugly and big. But then I thought about another night, because Tunley Liquors used to be there. When I was a kid, it was basically Pathmark, and Tunley Liquors was huge. It was like a supermarket of sin.
And you were just running in and out of there.
We didn't. We couldn't get served in there. So we would stand outside and see somebody who was going in there. Come on, dog, give me a case of beer.
Do me something.
But one night we were in there, I'm not going to mention no names. One of my friends goes in with somebody to get a case of beer. He leaves us, 3 of us outside, and there was a well-known homeless dude in North Bergen at the time. He lived in Hudson County Park, and he had leaves all over him, and he'd come out like he had like a bum leg. And I'd see him by Hashways. Like today, I got pulled up 79th Street. So I sat at that light by Gold Coast, and I had to stare at Hashways. And I thought of fucking a doozy of a story there. So your mind goes away. You're like, Jesus Christ, people are not going to believe this shit. So we're talking to this homeless dude. We knew him. He would talk to us. Now it's July, and he's got like a painter suit on. Like the whole body suit with the zipper up on top. And we're talking to him. It's like 3 of us. What's going on, man? Hey, can you spare $1? Yeah, we give him $1. But if we gave you $1, 3 of us gave you $1, you were going to get tortured. Like, we were going to tell you we're gay. We want to suck your dick. So we're talking to this poor bastard back and forth. And my buddy's got a newspaper. And I go, give me the lighter. And he gives me the lighter. He goes, what are you going to do? And I get the newspaper. I burn the newspaper, and I put it in his back pocket. And he's there talking to us in front of Pathmark. Like 6 minutes go by, and you see smoke and a little couple flames, and we're fucking dying. And finally some lady comes out, she goes, hey, you're on fire.
You're the fucking best, Unc, I
So
swear.
this is torture stories. Like, there was a summer we just tortured people. We'd get out of the car and just torture people. You know, we'd stay in Jersey till 3, and then you went into the city. And you were in the city at 3:30 in the morning in the village with a mirror on the hood, snorting coke, just drinking beers like we owned the street. And people would walk by, hey, how are you? Hey, nice to see you.
Shit.
Was that the one where like you had like not like a small mirror, like you would had a big one?
Yeah, we robbed the house. And it had like those, you know those things next to you? Where you put your like nightcap and shit? Like, no, in the bedroom.
A night table.
Where your alarm
Nightcap.
clock is. It was like one of those things that had a piece of glass in it. So we're like, we're not going to use that. Take the glass. So we took the glass. You know, but we would stop people. Like, guys would come over and go, hey, what are you guys doing? Nothing. And then we talk to them for like 10 minutes. You want a beer? Yeah, give them a joint. You want a joint? And then we'd start like, listen, let me ask you something. Have you ever considered being a fag? And they're like, yeah. What? No. Like, why? You guys fags? All 4 of us. We're all 220. Gorillas. And we're like telling this guy, hey, we like to suck dick and shit. And that was every night we did that to some poor bastard.
How long would they last? Like, if I'm smoking a joint with somebody, like I would leave pretty quickly. Like
25 minutes, 30 minutes, and we would come
They
on,
would just
suck our
chat with
dick,
you?
just one time. He wants to suck your dick. Take him. And we would play it like, I want to suck your dick. And the guy would sit there like, what the fuck? You know, we grew up in your grandfather's house. I mean, I mean, you could hear all the stories.
I know.
But it's hard for you to, it was a different time.
Mm-hmm.
It was a different time when, you know, George, how many times I walk into your house at 2 in the morning? And it was like a fucking party over there. Mom was up, your grandmother was up. You know, it was a different world. Like, if my house could change, I want it to be like, I can't wait for Mercy to get like 2 years older. Where they come home at 2 and they try to creep in, and you come up like Joe Pesci's mother, and the good fellow, oh, look who it is. You guys want to eat, and next thing you know, you're cooking a steak.
Oh, my grandma loved to cook
They
for you,
love
Unc.
that shit at 2 in the morning. That does not happen in my house. If my wife has to cook something at 2 in the morning, she got a sour look on her. Come on, man. Go wipe some water on your
I
face.
love my Auntie Terry. Don't do it like that.
It's a party. It's a fucking party. Get up. What the fuck? There's 8 people in your living room. Come on, you gotta get up. You gotta make eggs,
are you
potatoes.
waking your wife up to cook?
Yeah, I don't know how to cook. What do I
Terry's
fucking know?
nice. Stop it.
I can see why she might not
My
be that
wife
thrilled
would
about it.
fucking have a heart attack 10 times over. My daughter likes getting up in the middle of the night. Like the other night I went to bed like 11. I got up the next day. We went somewhere. She's like, did you hear me last night? I go, no, I didn't hear you. She goes, I made some popcorn. I got a recipe offline. What do you mean you got a recipe? And she's telling me that she fried up butter with marshmallows.
Oh, nice.
And then you put the popcorn in there after, and she goes, it didn't work, Dad. I came out like one big brick. I go, did you eat it all? Yeah.
So,
So
Nick,
you- Go ahead, I'm
like
sorry.
what? Because you just met Joey when he moved back. That's when you met him.
No, I know
before
Joey
that,
when I
you-
was really young. He when I was like a baby, he was coming back and forth to North Bergen,
Right.
and I would see him through that. But then our first like real encounter was when we were in California, when I went over there for COVID.
He came to the
Right.
office.
Right? No. But I'm just trying to like, when you got to be older, like middle
Yeah.
school, what stories did you hear about
Oh
Joey?
my God. Everyone in North Bergen knows about Joey Coco Diaz. He was the craziest guy. People my age, they like, I can't believe that's your uncle. Like, he used to rob my uncle back in the day. Like, it's just, he's the fucking man. I'm honored to be here because when I was younger, I used to watch you guys' podcasts. When me and all my friends were like 13, 14, we would hear all the real stories, and we're like, people would ask me like, does he really do those things when he was younger? I said, listen, it's a different time now.
A different time. And that's what people will never comprehend. It was a different fucking time. The mindset was different. You know, kids, we were different. We grew up with that metropolis right across the way. What did you think was going to happen? In a time when New York City was free. Free. You can do whatever. You can do whatever.
I thought you meant money wise. It was free.
No, nothing is
was like,
free. Okay, nothing is free. But it was for the taking. It was if you wanted to hang out with Puerto Ricans, you go up to Fort Washington, right? If you want to hang out with Dominicans, you want to shoot heroin. You want to shoot heroin in both legs and have a Chinese chick luck your ass. There's a spot in Coney Island, right under the Ferris wheel. You know,
On the phone.
they got everything for you in this town.
Yeah.
Everything. And when you're that age and what was going on then, like when we were growing up, listen, I never went there. I'd love to tell people I was there. And what was the place we went into the city and fucked? Venus Flytrap, remember? You had to have a couple to go in there. A girl. Come on. Plato's Retreat. Okay?
Shout out to them.
You know, when I was a kid, I heard about Plato's Retreat.
Right.
When you're 12, you're like, I can't wait to go there.
Smack
I'm going to fucking fuck people in every room. No, you're not.
Dude, they still. I just did a show with a female comedian, and she told me that they have a place like that has like a naked comedy show.
Oh, yeah, they want to go. But look, have you ever gone to an event that's naked?
No.
There's nobody there that you want to see naked.
Right.
That's the problem. Like, I went to Jamaica to that naked beach. Not a soul. I brought binoculars, a telescope, a pussy finder. There ain't nothing you want to see. Nothing, okay?
Crazy.
Miami, the topless beach. They're throwing some heat.
Some nice titties.
But those chicks can't catch you looking at them. You just can't sit there with a fucking heart on waving.
Like a pedophile.
Yeah, so it's a catch-22. In other words, why go to the naked beach?
Right.
And you're no fucking tip-top Magoo, neither am I.
I don't want to go
No,
to
but
it.
listen,
No.
the only way I would go on the beach if I had a cold 12 inches, dead, like, and it rolled around your leg a little bit.
You got the
and it
hammer.
had 3 different colors to it, like a Neapolitan ice cream.
I still can't grade over 12 inches dead. What is it? How big is it alive if it's 12 inches dead?
You gotta go for 15 cold, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Early in the morning. That's how you go out to a naked beach.
Oh,
You're gonna
shit.
show me your little 6-inch guy. And within the hour, when you start feeling comfortable, Magumba's gonna show up with 24 inches, and there you are under the seat with a blanket on again, putting suntan on your girlfriend's back, making sure she's looking the other way. Don't look that way. You got shot in the dick. But
I will say this: my funniest encounter with you out in public so far is when we go out to eat every single time. So this one time we're going out, and you already know what I'm gonna do. This Japanese guy comes up to Joey. He goes, "Hey, are you Joey Diaz?" He looks at him. He goes, "Are you Mr. Otani?" The Dodger.
That wasn't even, dude. It was almost. The only difference is that guy didn't come up to you. That guy was sitting across the restaurant. As he was leaving, the whole night you were like asking questions, and then as he was leaving, like, nice to see you, and then he was like, oh, he was actually excited to see you, and then like, is it nice playing for the dog? And this
I asked him, do you play for the Dodgers? No, I have a sushi restaurant.
He's like, no, I live around here. And he's like, oh, I thought you were Shohei
Oh
Ohtani.
my god, that was so fucking funny. Listen, my generation, they love you. Just know that
Let me
forever.
explain something to you, man. You know, that whole, and I could say this to that whole Italian Hoboken funny mentality was all over the place. You know, we're quick-witted, like this. Your grandmother was quick, dog. Like, she was the king of quick. I heard her say a couple things that were fucking so quick. But a lot of people, I grew up in a fucking area where people were naturally funny. Mm-hmm. You know, George is naturally funny. These people are fucking naturally funny. Forget about the shit with your uncle. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was like the nicest guy in the world to me growing up. Mm-hmm. I always went over there, and he always hungry. You know, I was just thinking about a fucko over here. When we used to, Friday nights, when me and his uncle during the week, I had no money, and your uncle would come get me and take me to Chan's. When I have no money, and you take me to Chan's, I gotta kill for you on a daily basis. Like, I gotta stab motherfuckers.
I'm a soldier.
You know, he'd go over there and get the steak on a stick, the pork fried rice, the roast pork yakame, the slices with the sesame seeds on top, and get beers and a zombie
Look
and
at
shit.
Lee.
I'm ready right now.
Dog, you have no idea. At the bar with Charlie, God rest his soul, or whatever the fuck happened to him. You know, the Chinese bartender, that guy was there 30 years. We bought him a house. Those guys bought him a house in the cocaine days. You know.
Here's a 20, here's a 20, here's a 20.
Yeah, they're 20. Those motherfuckers were giving them everything to lock the door. You know. Remember, they had a quick route. Dog, you know how many times I was there at Chan's, and we ended up going to the city 3 times for 3 different 8 balls? It was only 20 minutes away. When you really think about it, Friday night, we would do a collection and somebody else would go and come back, and the owner of Chan's
He's like,
would
come
just
on.
shake his fucking
He's like,
head.
come on.
We used to destroy all these fucking restaurants. Like this, we went to Piccolissimo. You know, I still talk about that shit. That was a place up in Fort Lee where pimps were hanging. And we were going in there at fucking 19.
What's going on?
Like the dish was 20, we had 25. We ran the joint.
Dude, it blows my mind when people, because there's a lot of people now who are around your age or younger who are like, I started listening to you when I was 11. Does that blow your mind at all? Like people like Mercy's age are like listening to us?
I had a guy at the wheat store yesterday. But I usually, when people walk up to the truck, I take off.
Right.
Like I already see you walking. So as you go like this, I'm going, you're like, hey, can I get a picture?
Joey Diaz.
Fuck you, picture. I got to get out of here. Well, yesterday, for some reason, I was talking to somebody on the phone, and he came on. He go, hold 1 second. And all of a sudden, he got off the phone, and this guy, his name was Drew. He was a pleasure. Look, I remember his name. It was a real pleasure because he was the real deal. He had episodes, names, events, the time you fucking puked, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Real fan, real
But
fan.
you didn't puke on camera.
No, I know. I know.
But, you know, he just, and when you talk to those people and they tell you one thing that connected us, they're not going to tell you, but they're going to tell you their story. And in that story, it was addiction. He got clean. He started listening to us, and he told me, he goes, I come to the wheat store all the time. It's not a drug. Oh. It's the other shit that was taking us down.
Yeah.
And that's it. And when you look at it that way, it was, listen, man, I talk to a lot of people in the daytime. And some people just don't come off the right way. And some people just have that. I'm sitting next to them for an hour at a restaurant. As I go to leave, they open up on me. And they tell me, hey, I didn't want to bother you, but I came to this show at the Stress Factory. I saw you with Rogan at the State Theater. I saw you in the city, you know, and it does something to you. You're like, what the fuck is this, you know?
Yeah.
You think it's not weird that, listen, everybody's got a following, okay, when you've been around for a while. People see your movies and they try to connect you. But what we had with the podcast was they didn't, when you see Adam Sandler, you don't know what Adam Sandler's about. He's doing a funny movie. Podcasting changed all that. Mm-hmm. And it tapped people. If you want to tell somebody, you have to be very honest to do this podcast shit. Because when you're telling people, you can't come on here and go, I sold 8 kilos and I made 8.
Yeah.
You're a fucking liar. Why would you even try to sell me that story? Tell me about when you failed.
Right.
And I got tons of those fucking stories.
Yeah, listen.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Professional.
tell me when you failed and how you fucking overcame that. That's what we want to hear. That's what people want to hear. They're in the same fucking debt you are. They're in the same predicament you are. They're all in the same predicament. They did drugs, their wife, whatever. How easy it is to get hooked on drugs in this country now.
Oh, they push the,
easy? Oh my
push the
God.
pills down.
How easy, bro. Can't get mad at somebody because they're junking it up. It happens just like that. You hurt your knee. Next thing you know, you're on pain pills.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're in Newark shooting fucking heroin in your fucking legs. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what I hear. So
Oh, shit.
that's the connection. Our connection was that we weren't perfectly. You and I were far from perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't come on here with a hairdo or with glasses on or with an Izod shirt on trying to... This is it. And this is as good as it's going to get because this is how I walk around in the daytime.
Yeah.
You're real.
It's
This is it.
And it's funny because I wouldn't say I felt bad, but when someone who's 25 was telling me that when they were 11 they were watching me do acid, I felt a little bit bad. Like, you know, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe you were. But then, yeah, that's a better way of looking at it.
But also, Lee, it's not just you. Like, look, I'm doing this, do it too. They just seen you get fucked up on it. Like, I guess I'm not gonna do acid.
Let's hope not. Yeah.
You know, listen, when I see a 28-year-old or a 22-year-old, it's great. It shocks me a little bit. I try to be as nice as I can be. I'm going to tell you who throws me off completely. I'm going to tell you who throws me off, that I lose my breath.
Really?
I already know.
Women.
Yeah. That is very
From
surprising.
25 to 34. That's the age gap with me that I just don't get it. You're too nice.
Yeah.
And they fucking go off when they're next to me. Even the boyfriends are like, they go off.
Oh, those are fun. Those, yeah.
Those women are fun because they'll come over, say, hey, man, I love and the boyfriend standing there like, who the fuck is this mook?
Yeah, listen, like I
And
guess he's
maybe
gonna.
her and her girlfriend listen to Rogan or something, and she listens. But they pull me aside later and they go, bro, you and my uncle, he's dead. He was a gangster. You're the same fucking person. That's when I go, holy shit, because I get that all the time.
Oh, dude, it's fun, and it's not bad. Like when guys come up to you and say "cocksucker," I get why. I know why they say it. And it's funny. The
Women say it.
When they say it, I can always tell they're gonna be great. It's gonna be that woman who says she'll scream it from like right in the
They don't care.
It's so much fun.
They don't care.
Oh yeah.
Look, I was at 618 with my wife, and there was the hottest blonde in that joint, yelling, cocksucker, I'm buying you a drink. Look, I still got the drink on picture. Did I show it to you? It was the fucking martini with the Church of What's Happening Now.
No, I don't think so.
Come on, dog.
Holy shit.
And she goes, I saw you at the Bayside, and you ran from me. I go, look at you. You're 6'1", you got size double D trees. You look like a fucking model. You got ass for days. The boyfriend didn't say a word. He just sat there like this. And she's like, fuck yeah, I'm from Staten Island. Dog, you know, what am I going to tell you?
They love you, man.
And you know what? At the end of all that cloud and the yelling, they'll pull me over. Dog, I know a girl from a restaurant. I talk to this girl all the time. Great kid. She works, the doctor I go to, she works next door.
Okay.
And she goes, I saw you there one time. And I go, yeah, I go to that doctor. We started talking shit one day. I known her for like 8 months, 9 months. I went somewhere and she goes, Joey, this is my mom. And I introduced the mom. The mom was cute and shit. And later on, she goes, I go, what your mom's think? And she goes, now, this ain't crazy. This is a regular girl.
This ain't crazy.
Yeah, this ain't crazy.
Shout out to Crazy.
No, this ain't crazy. This was just a regular girl. And she goes, my mom pulled me aside and said, now I know why you like him. He reminds you of Dad. Because her dad died 10 years ago. Nick's friend. It's Nick's buddy.
Oh, okay.
I'm all friends with them, that side of the
Oh,
whole
that
bridge.
crew. That's nice.
And that type of shit always makes me go, you saw the book signing.
Yeah.
I did the one in Staten Island, dog. I had a girl that walked in there, an Italian girl that was a fucking 20. And she had 6 gorilla brothers tatted from shoulders to neck. They stopped eating steroids. They were just eating the syringes at this point. And the mother was throwing heat.
That's awesome.
And they came in, and she came in yelling and screaming, cutting the line.
Cutting the line. Shout out the
And
Italians.
she's like, here's the deal, motherfucker.
That's us.
My mom wants to cook for you, blah, 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 blah.
Let's go.
Blah, 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 blah. She just started going off, and then she went and talked to the mother, and the brother came home, and he goes,
Listen.
my father died 4 years ago. She became a retard. She heard you on some podcast talking about shit. She went crazy. She goes, there's times I get home. She was in high school listening to you.
Oh, shit.
Because you he goes, and to boot, it's real. You do remind us of our father. Holy shit. Are you sure you're not Italian? We had to look at you.
Everyone says that. They're like,
Dog, they were like, we had to look at you and look you up. Because maybe our father flipped. They're like, we didn't know.
Cuban now, you tell them
Dog,
what.
and you sit there and you want to cry. You're like,
Yeah.
God damn it. I thought it was because I told the joke about Selena Gomez or something like that.
That shit went viral. And we were just talking about that the other day, Unc. You continue to go viral even with your old clips where you was the karate man, 600 pounds, or even that clip, the Selena Gomez. You didn't try to do that.
No, we were having a conversation.
You never tried.
People who try to go viral will never go viral. I'm
Yeah,
not trying
clowns.
to go viral. I'm just trying to do a podcast.
Never.
To hang out on Mondays, to meet new people, for the audience to meet who's in the fucking background. So where'd you go to college, Nick?
So I went to John Jay Criminal Justice in New York City.
And then where'd you go to high school? North Bergen?
No, I went to Paramus Catholic. Shout out the Paladins.
How come you got out of North Bergen?
It was time to meet some white women. No, I'm just No, it was just I always wanted to go to a Catholic school, compete for sports, and that was the best opportunity for me.
And what was your major out of college?
I went to criminal justice. So I was thinking maybe go to law school and become a lawyer. And I was working at a law firm for a little bit, and then I wanted to follow what my grandpa did. So now I'm entering the world of politics. So we'll see where it goes from here.
Fuck coaching.
Fuck coaching. No coaching. Just making moves, making money, and supporting my uncle, whatever he needs from me, and I'm here for him. So I can't wait for you to start going on the road and get these shows done.
I got to get healthy, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I got some good dates. They threw me some good places.
Right.
Except one I don't want to go to.
Yeah.
Fucking California.
I was like,
This guy
it's
hates
going to be a mystery.
No, I
Like,
love-
fuck
I
California.
love California, and I love to go back there. Not to this particular.
Right, no, I know.
But beside that, it's all gravy and stuff. But it was just nice that, you know, the only connections I really have to North Bergen now, a couple people my age, like your uncle, Lisa Gallo,
Yeah.
and the rest, you know, Ciccarelli, who I got to have on this fucking podcast. I forgot to call him today.
Oh,
to tell him
man.
to swing by.
Mike Ciccarelli, shout out to him.
You know, all the kids I grew up with are in fucking, what's that town you got invited to for the Super Bowl? Nyack or, no, where'd you get invited? Your sister. Mawa, shit like, you know, everybody I grew up with is in Mawa, stuff like that.
They got money. They want to get out of here. These
Yeah,
days.
no, and you can't blame them. I mean, listen, man, I drive through North Bergen. Today, I made a left somewhere, and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, because it pulled me off Columbia Avenue. It pulled me off to 3 and took me to Columbia Avenue, which is great for me, because that's my grammar school. And then I got the hotel with the Iceman, put the guy under the bed,
Always
and then you go
memories.
under, and you got that crazy hotel. That's been there since I was a kid. That hotel was there in the 6th grade.
Oh, wow.
And it was still a hooker hotel. And the only difference is they had like an old fucking potato chip
Are you
thing.
talking about the Supreme 8 on the off?
Dog, I don't know. There's a Ramada. Where we stayed is now a Ramada.
Okay.
That's where we had our junior prom. They threw us out because people were snorting coke off their dishes.
Right.
They threw them out. You got to go. You can't be doing coke off the dishes. It's for food. Right there, you make the right there, and there's a hotel. There's McKinley.
Yep.
So if you go all the way up, all you're passing is the hotel and my grammar school. If you shoot down, you hit Tunley Avenue.
Yeah, I know
eventually.
exactly what you're talking. That right there.
That hotel has been there since we used to go there to get potato chips. Not the fucking Seville. The Yorkers with the Iceman, killed the guy. And then there's the one underneath. Skyview.
Oh,
One of those nasty
still there.
motherfuckers.
Skyview's still there.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm sure they're going to be thrilled to hear this.
Like, what the fuck, North Bergen? You didn't get 80 years that hotel been. They've taken kids from McKinley and killed them in there and had sexual relations and shit.
No renovation.
Why is that hotel still there? Oh my God. Yeah, that could be McKinley parking lot. And you look at McKinley, it's great. But even my area, they built it up. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's like you put a suit on somebody who hasn't taken a shower in 30 years. Like they didn't fucking fit. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go down by where my mother grew up, I get upset, man, because it still looks like 1975. Nothing has changed. Now they didn't look to the future. They didn't know what was going to happen. Was going to happen because right now North Bergen could have been the new fucking Alpine.
Yeah. North Bergen has a lot of potential.
A lot of potential. You should have all that 88 area, knock it down. Like the fire in LA, that whole hill area,
burn
that's
it down.
mansions looking out into the fucking horizon now. That's it. These people can't afford it anyway.
Exactly.
The taxes aren't going to, you got a bunch of people moving in from New York. It's amazing how much my town has changed, but at the same time, it stayed the same. But there's nobody on the streets.
Yeah.
The kids are fucking home.
iPad babies, they don't go outside. It's a shame now. I'm glad that my generation was the last one to, go to the basketball court and scrape your knee. I got a few scars, Now look at these kids.
The other thing was I was at the bottom by Tunley Avenue today, by Pathmark, wherever the fuck that is. And I looked up that hill, and I was like, shh. If that hill was there when I was a kid, I think I'd be staying home too. That is fucking murder.
Heavy hill. North Bergen with the hills.
That particular one is a mile straight, and you ain't done yet, bitch. It's a mile straight at a pace. Forget that fucking, that thing you
Right.
walk on?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be doing that shit up that hill.
Have you seen anyone slide down it?
Dog. Just focus on going up it. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sliding down would be. I would just sit at the bottom of it
No.
watching
If you
it.
want to slide down, I'll take you to just the hill behind the police station.
Oh, I'm not planning
And
on
we'll
sliding
Wrap
down.
you up in aluminum foil,
Okay.
and when they get like a foot of snow, we'll just roll you, and just mark what point you're gonna die at. Not from hitting, but from the heart attack. Because that hill is like this.
Why do I don't want to have
And
this
the
happen.
one down one is
Right.
like this too. It's 246 and the police station hill.
Oh.
And even that street, you got to go around.
No.
You pass by Egazies
And then go
shit.
down. No,
Dog, those hills,
you're dying. They call it Dead Man Hill.
Dead Man Hills.
Dead Man Hill.
Go down.
Who?
Carlos's house, the bodies.
Yeah, when we were kids on 46.
Few people died on that
There's
block.
there's cemeteries there.
Oh yeah.
So 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, they didn't know what the cemeteries are on the hill. Well, it would rain and it would wash the graves
Shut
out.
up.
And one time a casket flew out of there and came floating down 46th Street and hit the bottom where Carlos Quintero lived.
Oh man.
It's fucking insane, those hills, dog.
What a disaster.
I still remember being a kid. There was a softball field behind that. Okay? There was a baseball field or something.
Right.
On 46th Street
Yeah,
field.
the baseball
yeah.
field's still there. Yeah.
Okay, there was a field there. And one night I was about 12. And I went over to Anthony Balzano's house. Because you want to talk about times changing? Let's lay it on the fucking line right now. And we're talking about, we're playing basketball. It's about 8:30. And all of a sudden, Anthony, I'm going home, man. All right, see you tomorrow. And all of a sudden, Anthony comes to the gate. And he goes, Coco, before you go home, my father wants to see you. Perfect. I go over there. They hit me with the Guinea salute. You hungry? You're hungry. We made sandwiches. We got meatball. The whole thing.
Chicken
He
parm,
always
what you
was
need?
very. He was always very.
What you need?
You want a T-shirt? So he's like, "Can you tell your mom you want to sleep over? I got work for you tomorrow." And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "What kind of work?" He goes, "Construction work. You'll be working with Frankie and Peter and Jimmy and Anthony and Dominic and a bunch of kids from the block." He gave us all work for a day.
Oh wow.
Okay. He goes, "I want you here at 6. So why don't you guys just stay in the fucking house?" So we all went and got our shit, and he set up, we listened to Kiss records all night,
You had fun.
Faggotry, yeah, young kids. Someday I'm going to fuck a chick like that.
Yeah, I can't
Nobody's
wait.
even got hair on their dick
You
yet.
got the
but-
same condom in your pocket.
So we got up at 6. We gave us a great breakfast. It was summertime, so it wasn't even cold out. We all went up there, tons of water, tons of sodas, tons of sandwiches. Then he had a meeting. He goes, "Here's the deal. You're going to break everything down, but if you see a cop car or a city car, you got to duck." And ever since that time, I knew I wanted to be a gangster. It was fucking hysterical living down there. And that's how I met your family. Because it was the Macos against somebody else. And at that time, you rented out a truck. And you sat behind the truck and played bongos. So they had a spick on there. So it was like Team A. And I was growing up at Carmine's pretty much. So I was political. And in those days, you didn't go out. I don't like the facts. This is how you're voting, whether you like it or not. But I like that. Like two or three of the guys went to knock on my door and they talked to my mother and they talked to me. And I remember that was just nice. Mm-hmm. And I was going to vote for them anyway. They didn't have to go through the whole room. But they knew my mother was involved with numbers.
So there
had to be a little piece of the action.
You know what I'm saying?
But I understood all these things growing up. Mm-hmm. But that was what, and I remember we tore that place apart. But every time a cop would go, we'd have to hide like Rambo in two.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
nothing.
Behind the mud and shit. It was just that's how we grew up. And then in the summers, like you just went over there the last day of school, like in the 6th grade, and you're like, "Well, what are you going to do all summer, Coco?" And he just ask you, "I don't know, Mr. Balzano, what do you think? How about a job?
I'm gonna make a little scuttle.
Yeah, make a little money. You don't have to go. You don't have to go. Just go down to 6th Street.
Little no
Go down
show.
there and have a check for your town hall every Friday." And that was it. My whole job was walking to town hall and getting a check and walking home. And my mom was like, "Where are you getting these $48? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Does it matter?
It kind of matters. Lee's like, "Are you like 12 years old?" Or
And
what?
then I got older. And I think freshman, going into sophomore year, I went to him again. Every summer I go to him. "What do you got for me? I got a job out here." One day a week, you go out there and watch him sweep the roof. That was what he would say to me. Just go out there and watch him sweep the roof. $12 an hour. I'm fucking 12. It was $4.50 for fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever that fucking thing is. The age gap where they give you your Cuban. They give you They give you 15 an hour now.
There's something wrong with my uncle, guys.
Dog, it was hysterical. So that summer, he got me a job at Horace Mann as a fucking janitor.
Shout out to Horace, man.
You know how many times I went there?
2.
Maybe 4 to pick up a check. Then they said, we'll just leave it at town hall. That's better for me. I don't take a bus all the way up here and waste my time.
Wasting time.
But I still remember walking in there being in shape, and there's a bunch of old guys with all got limps. My back. And they're buffing out the floor and moving the chairs. And I'm like, what's going on, guys? And they would just look at me. It's him. He ain't going to help us.
This young
You guys need help? Yeah. I'll be right back. Let me go put my soda away. Get the fuck out of here. Pew! I'd run right down. That was, and you hate to say these things. Hey, listen, we were fucking kids.
Yeah.
Who knew if he was paying me out of his pocket just to be cool? But it was just, that's the mentality we grew up with. We were always robbing something, and you never got in trouble for it. When you don't get in trouble for robbing, you keep robbing.
And you were the king of that.
Especially when you got an eye for shit. People like when you rob. This kid's got a nice eye.
He's bringing good money in.
Yeah,
he's an earner.
I'm not coming to your house with a stereo with wires on it. I'm coming with a box designed.
Newest TV.
A presentation. I have presentations. I think the biggest fucking joke of my career, and I'll tell people all the time this, deep, listen, you have those moments in your life. You have to think about what the moments are and that define you. There's like 2, maybe 3 of them. It wasn't the kidnapping. But one of the things that put me on the map and it made people go, I don't know about coke, was when I robbed Michael's Jewelers. In 1981, I was fucking 82. I was 19 years old. I lost a bet. I had to pay the bet. He was a coach. He was one of my coaches. I loved him to death. I had to pay the bet. I couldn't stiff him. It was $2,000.
Oh.
I couldn't stiff him, and that was my only option. That's what people never knew, that was my only option. I couldn't stiff this guy. I could stiff anybody else. If it was anybody else, I would have told them to go fuck themselves in a heartbeat like I had done before.
Right.
But I couldn't do it to him.
So, and
I called him like a man. I go, listen, man, I'm trying to get your money. You're going to have it on Thursday. But if I get into beef, I need to know that you're going to help me a little bit. And he go, what are you talking about? I go, if you get a call from somebody, which they will call you, I need to know that I have your support on this because I'm going all out to get you this money so you don't look bad.
I'm going all out.
Now, he had no idea what I was talking about.
no.
And I robbed that jewelry store at 11 in the morning that Thursday. And by 3 o'clock, I called him up and I go, let's meet. And I gave him his money and I gave him a gold chain. And I said, this is my souvenir to you, you dumb fuck. I robbed Michael's Jewelers. Even he looked at me like, no, you didn't. I go to lunch with that guy once a week.
He does it.
Like, it was fucking absurd.
Oh, my God.
We robbed at 11 in the morning. I'll never forget this. We robbed at 11 in the morning. We were back in the house by 11, breaking up jewelry. Nobody knew yet.
Breaking up jewelry.
Yeah, like there was cops. You could hear the sirens, and it was us 3 just taking the jewelry out and straightening it up. Then we picked our own shit, and we were fucking, I hate to say the word. I'll say it for the Spanish people. We were spics, and I was the only Spanish guy there. It was 3 white dudes. All of us were white, but I was the only spick, and all of us, from that moment, we put on the thickest bracelet, and we had the 3 thickest, longest golden chains. And I'll never forget walking down, what's the top of your grandma's block?
Grand Avenue.
Walking on Grand Avenue. It's 3 in the afternoon. We just robbed this place. And we're walking on Grand Avenue.
With the jewelry on.
With a bag of jewelry, like to sell on the street, like Puerto Ricans. And I'll never forget, 2 dear friends of mine were driving. And as they pulled up, they even uttered the words, like, look at these motherfuckers. They pulled it off. Because usually when people tell you shit, they don't do it. What happened? We're down there. The cops. I had robbed that place 2 times already. I knew all the doors and out. For me to rob it a 3rd time took balls, but I was desperate.
That's dangerous.
And I had been setting that up. It was one of those things that you look at and go, you know what? I'm not going to do it today.
Right.
But eventually, I'm coming back in here to get mine. 'Cause I checked it out. It wasn't connected. It wasn't plugged in. There was no lock on it. There was nothing. But I know for a fact, in my heart, I will tell you this today, that when I did that day, like by 3 o'clock, we already were walking down Grand Avenue. By 5, everybody was paid. I had already cut a deal for a pound of Thai stick, which I'll get to you later. And we had already bought like fucking an ounce of blow by 8 o'clock. And we still had 2 bags of jewelry left. And that was Thursday. And I'm walking down the hill like at 5 in the morning with the jewelry coked up out of my mind. And I bump into, God rest his soul, Kurt DiLorenzo. And I go, Kurt. And now I trusted Kurt like I trust you guys. I can give Kurt this and it'll be there with the water at that level. I go, I don't want to bring this home in case the cops raid me tonight.
Smart.
Put this in your grandmother's apartment downstairs. I went home, I took a nap. Dog. Now, Kurt was built like a Greek god. I get up, I eat my breakfast, I call Kurt. I go, I'm on my way over. He goes, good. There's some people over here that want to see you. I'm like, fucking Kurt. I'm probably going to walk into the cops. Bro, I walk in. Kurt has got you know those dealer tables? You know the fucking mink? It was black. He had on his mother's table. Oh. He had all the jewelry put out. He had no shirt on. And he had like 10 gold chains on. And he had a pocket full of cash. And I'm like, Kurt. And a bunch of people were there. He was having like a yard sale. And he was asking people for more money than I would. Because each chain had a label on it. Like if it said 1,800, I'd say, give me 800. Kurt was like, give me 1,000. So I get there, he just hands me a bunch of money. And I gave him a chain and his mother. And even Chris, the brother, tells me today, she died with that chain.
She died.
She loved that fucking chain. I gave everybody a fucking chain, though. I was like
Bless
Johnny
the
Chain.
community.
It was, just to think of what the fuck we were doing at that age, just to put in perspective. Like we had just graduated. I didn't graduate. The dudes I ran with had just graduated in June. None of us had jobs. We were just getting off the fat of the land the whole summer. We were walking into places that had 30 air conditioners. We had 30 air conditioners at one time, at 200 apiece. Those went like this. I took them up to Nick's Pizza and put them in front. And Nick was out there. Come here.
Little cigarette.
Do 50.
Cigarette.
Oh, yeah, everybody made an angle. But the gold chain thing was just like, after that, it just spread like fucking wildfire. We were like kings for 3 weeks. We were eating fucking, you should have seen us eating breakfast, eggs and steak every morning. Like gangsters going down Seaside with fucking getting a big room upstairs,
How you doing?
No more 18 room and a guy. And then we were having, we robbed it September 18th of 1982. We had because it was, that Monday was Pittsburgh fucking Dallas. We lost on Monday Night Football.
That's tough.
To the coach. We had nobody else to put the bet in with. We're like, it's a lock. Let's do it. Call the camel. Call the camel. And we put the fucking bet in.
Oh, God bless that man's soul.
Oh, my God. And I had to pay him his money. That's what a lot of people never fucking knew about me. Now, the camel had a partner, another gym teacher. And I, one day, was with the camel, and the camel called the main house. That's in those days, you had to call them and go, what type, they would ask you before you signed up with them, what type of car do you have? And you'd have to say the black Tesla. That was your code. So you call, who's this black Tesla? And one day he called, and he said a different car name, and I didn't know. I just took the name to go in my memory bank. And I was calling that place every night, banging it out. And one night I get a call from the camel, and he goes, hey, man, somebody banged up like an $8,000 fucking bill on a different gym teacher. Do you know who that is? Not even a soul.
Didn't hear nothing.
I would come back. I would leave for 10 years, come back, and they'd bring it up to me, dog. He's really hurt.
He's hurt. You're terrible, man. Isn't he the best, Lee?
Well, of course, but you were saying like that was like one of like the like stealing was like a changing moment in your life.
That situationally, from what was going on and how I was living, my mother had died for 2 years earlier. I was out there fucking running wild, and this was just, it let me know I was alive at that time. I was dead for 2 years, and as stupid as the story is, it let me know I was alive.
Because that's another, like, because what I was thinking was, like, you had a buddy who you gambled with, and he lost, and, like, he spent, like, a summer working 3 jobs or whatever, and, like, I was going to ask if you ever thought about doing that, but I'm not saying you're proud of what you did, but it sounds like it was kind of good for you. Is that what you're saying?
At that age, I had nothing holding me down. It's not like I had a mom and a dad. I had a report anywhere. I was basically a nomad living in my friend's basement.
Right.
Okay? And what were they were either going to beat me up or whatever. I couldn't do it to him. Because he had to go to his people now and go, this guy don't have the money, and I got to put him on a payment plan, which is worse because they juice you, Lee,
Right.
for 10 points.
Need those points every
Or
week.
7 points, and that's even worse. So it was just a bad. This is 82. Fucknut got in trouble a year later, and he lost 160,000. God rest his
In
soul.
the 80s,
He was
160?
my brother, that kid, and he was a great kid. He lost, bro. He was up a ton of loot going into the Redskins against the Dolphins, and he went the wrong way and sat on people's action. And it was not a good morning that next morning. It was not a good couple of weeks, and then he had to tell his parents. But I already had to leave. I had already an out. I was robbing a bookmaker in West New York. I was going to pay a few people and then get the fuck out of here. I already had an out. I was leaving with the kid named Jimmy Burkle. And Jimmy couldn't wait for me because I kept saying, Jimmy, if I get this bookie, it's a big difference from me going out there with 500 to 50,000. I can't keep waiting for you. Jimmy left on a Thursday. I'm like, I'm dead. I went to there used to be a travel agency next to a recruiting station on Bergen line. And I went to the fucking travel agency. I had a choice. I could join the recruitment station or I could go to Colorado. So I went next door and I got a one-way to Colorado to take me out there.
Right.
And 2 days later, I walk into the bar and there's Jimmy Burkle. The transmission broke in Pennsylvania. I had to get towed back. So fucking, that's God. He had to wait for me. I was like, when are you leaving? Tuesday. I'm in that fucking car with you. And then I went and robbed the bookie, but I couldn't break in. That's when the dog turned on me.
Oh,
After
that
I fed him for
bastard.
5
Yeah.
days, Burger King. I wasn't even eating. I'm feeding this fucking dog. And now I want to go get a German Shepherd. Like all of a sudden I forgave him. You know what I'm saying?
You want a baby savage?
So this political game you're getting into.
Yes, sir.
Rough game. Big payoff.
Definitely big payoff.
You know, it seems like to me, listen, I don't know anything about politics. So when I talk to you about politics, we're talking about here, Hudson County. And it seems to me, listen, everybody knows every mayor in Hudson County the last 80,000 years has ended up in prison, dead or electrocuted. I mean, it's no, even Menendez, when is he going away, that poor
Oh,
bastard?
man, he got 11 years.
But, you know, it's like, one thing I do have to admit, I grew up here. So George grew up in Bergen County. I grew up in Hudson County. I grew up in Union City. My mom had the bar there, so we had a lot of contact there with people.
Exactly.
North Bergen, I was in the hub downtown. I was
were
in the
right
fucking
there.
hub right there with the
Right
A-team. You know, I still remember how good Peter Mako was to me as a kid. You know, and I never forget that. Like, I didn't know Joe then. I didn't deal with Joe. I always dealt with Peter. And this is what I remember. I was a basketball player, guys. And there's nothing like going to a basketball place and the fucking, there's no net. Or the net is broken. Especially if it's made out of metal.
The worst.
It gets caught up there and now you got to do fucking, you got to jump after every fucking shot and get
Jump
the
up and
goddamn.
down.
I swear to my mother's grave, I would go to 38th Street Park or any other park I was at. But 38th Street, I would go there. If the kids tangled the net at night, I would just fucking cross the street, ring the Balzano bell.
Make a call.
Marianne would go, what's going on? Nothing. Can I use your phone? And I would call fucking town hall. I knew the number in the back of my head.
Get that taken
Can I
care
get the
of.
mayor's office, please? Yes, who's this? Coco Diaz. Hold on. Boom, who do you want to talk to? Peter. 6 minutes. Cokes, what's going on? Mr. Mock, I don't want to bother you. I know it's hot. You got a lot on your plate. But my fucking net is down over here.
Come on, man.
Bro, by the time I hung up the phone and went outside, there was a truck, some Puerto Rican dude with a ladder, with another guy giving him a wrench. You know, when you're a kid, you don't forget that shit.
Of course not.
On a hot day. I also don't forget how, you know, he used to go, do you guys play there all day? Yeah, I'll have something for you by 1 o'clock. And a week later, he always sent the prison sandwich. You know, the bologna with the American cheese. You brought the sandwiches. He brought the
School
fucking,
lunch.
you know, the peel and eat cheese. This fucking goods. An apple, a drink.
Came in like a sugar cookie or something.
Yeah, there was like a
milk.
an orange drink. It wasn't orange juice. It was orange drink.
Right.
And it was still, you know, bro, but I remember those. Then they used to send down those buses. They took you to Yankee Stadium, bitch.
I went to
with no
Yankee-
seatbelts and shit.
Jumping up and down.
Yeah, you know, these little fags today got seatbelts, air conditioning. We had that hot tin motherfucker. Nobody ever died like that. There's a case right now in Jersey where a lady left a little retarded girl in the back.
Oh, boy.
And she died in the bus. Did you see that? She's suing her. She's going to win. I don't know what's going on. I don't mean to bring light on it like that. Look, I saw fist fights. Like, you talk about fist fights in the emergency room.
Right.
I saw a fist fight in my grammar school. Not once, not twice, like 3 times.
Recently?
And nobody had fucking trauma. Nobody had to see the school counselor.
Oh,
I can't come to school tomorrow. I saw Louis Hernandez beat up the principal. You just went home. You didn't even tell your parents. How was school today? You didn't tell your parents.
We didn't talk about nothing.
Nothing.
You don't see it any. Like you've told stories. Fuck a fist fight at your school. You saw parents coming to beat up teachers at your school.
Tremendous.
North Bergen in the late 70s.
So, you know, and this is why I say to people, like, and I know you heard a ton of this shit from your uncles, because that generation, like, you have 3 generations of uncles. And let me tell you something. Your Uncle Mike, that was fucking 80, 81. They had their own issues. And then Vinny showed up, and that's a crew of 84, 85 who won the states. And that's
Animals.
Savages. Because they picked up what we were like, we're going to go our own ways now. They're like, well, we're picking up that torch. Bring out the fucking shovels. We're going right in that
Frank
fucking.
Sinatra in the
They were 85. 85.
You were
I
22.
left in 85, but the winter of 84, those kids won the states. And North Bergen had become,
Powerhouse.
no, it wasn't even, the football added to what was going on in
Off the
the
street.
city of North Bergen.
Oh, yeah.
And the city of North Bergen, like every other city in Hudson County, was going off because this was the main shipment of the drugs. Lincoln Cutter Hotel, all those hotels you see out there, all those fucking Ramadas and all that shit. They had the old lady upstairs and 2 machine guns with the kilo and the family of 6 downstairs.
like the Scarf.
It was a family vacation. That's when they bring in 10 kilos of coke. You went to the hotel, you met them, they took it. They went to fucking, there was no American Dream Mall. They just went out there and looked, ooh. And then they got back to New York. You know, I mean, that's where all that shit started. Yeah. That's where all that shit started. All those dirty hotels you see on Route 3, where do you think they were staying?
They're still there.
That Howard Johnson, you walk in there, you test positive. There used to be a Howard Johnson's, right? On Route 3, Secaucus. It's not close to anything. And they have a restaurant in the building. I knew 10 dudes that would set their coke up there. And then stay at another hotel with their wives and kids and put like a mule there at that hotel until you get up to Union City. And then they expanded, and then this whole fucking town was fucking twitching for 3 fucking days.
I'm just that blow because like I go to hotels now and they like you need ID, you know all that. Like I can't imagine just
There was
getting
no
all
idea.
these
You just
hotel
gave them
rooms.
a name.
A name and it's some
Just
cash.
a name and cash.
Name and cash. You kept it simple. All those hotels on Tunley Avenue, those are sex hotels. Filthy. You ever go to one? I've been to 2 or 3 of them myself. That's where you take your girlfriend. You start scratching when you leave there. Everybody's itchy in the car
Yeah.
and shit.
Oh, no.
I've never
Definitely
been to one
get
of those.
crabs. You know,
That's not my
crabs
thing.
is like, you walk in there, you get crabs.
Not the dominant.
Those are the dirtiest of the dirtiest.
Dirty.
Still there, the Domino Inn, right down the block from my grandma.
Yeah.
Dog, they have a tub in there.
The king room.
You know how many times I went from fucking your grandfather's over there? I know one night particularly, I went right from there,
Right down the block.
and they had that jacuzzi, and you could see little kids in there, like what they were gonna look like 10 years from now. Oh, that place was fucking disgusting. You woke up in those places, you didn't know what was worse. Like your life. Like when you open your eyes in one of those hotels, you look over, you're like, all right, I must have fucked her. And then you look at your money, that's gone. You look to see if there's coke left, that's gone. Everything's upside down in the air. The mirror's broke, the straw got broken in half, and your fucking page is going off. You owe like $10,000. And you're like, what are my options?
What are my options? Let me commit
And she's
another one.
waking up. Did my boyfriend call? I don't fucking know if your boyfriend called.
What do you know?
I was gonna say, is this a place you bring a girlfriend, or is this a place you bring someone who like you
If you
don't
picked
want?
them up at Corky's.
Right.
Like, there was like 2 girls I picked up at Corky's. I was homeless.
Homeless.
I was homeless. I take them there, get a shower them up.
Nobody knew nothing.
Nobody knows nothing. The next morning, everybody goes home. There's no breakfast. There's no buffet.
$30.
The towel is dirty. There's blood on it. You know.
$30 a day, Lee.
Oh yeah, and
Or you buddy out. Right? But if you get closer down to the Ramada, that's the first time I ever freebased. Was down in those hotels and shit.
Fond memories.
That's when the guy invented the word tremendous.
By the hour.
By the hour.
do they just come and knock on your door at 55 minutes? Like, what do they do?
5
They'll
minutes
call
late.
you up. Get out. It's 60. You pay. It's always an immigrant guy. It ain't no white guy named Chuck working behind the window. It's somebody you don't understand, and you're in midnight.
Because they didn't know what they were
You're
getting
in
into when they
midnight,
got
you
hired.
Finger up
'Cause
your
no-
ass, and all of a sudden this guy wants us $18.50, and you're like, you got to be fucking seriously.
There's a 3-hour minimum.
That's hysterical.
Trust me, I don't even need 3 hours. At the end of the day, you don't even. At the end of the day, I saw that list that Americans are like the worst. We last like 6 minutes on average.
6 minutes.
What's it the 3 hours? I want to talk to you for 2.5 hours about what? About the 3 channels we're looking at? You know, I'm watching fucking.
You don't have to stay in the
I'm
room.
watching the fucking Lone Ranger. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say one thing. I got a call from my uncle the other, like probably around Christmas. He goes, "You see that thing on the news?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "The band that's blind. They're up and down. They're jumping up and down in front of the tree."
The band that's blind.
Who's the blind band?
Oh my God! It was a bunch of kids. I think you might have been lying. You were tormenting me.
Over the holidays, I don't know what I was saying. Dog, I wanted a deep tear for like 60 days of mushrooms. I wanted a deep. Every other day I was eating. I would push the envelope more and more, and then I would experiment. I'd do like 7 grams, then 2 hours later. Once you do the mushrooms, you just gotta eat them straight. If you do more later on, it's not gonna work for you.
Right.
At least it didn't work for me. It was deep. But I'm back now, like fucking, tip top Magoo, a couple days at the hospital.
He's in his prime.
And now we got to go for it. And that's it. Little by little, you get healthy.
I'm happy for you, dude.
I'm taking my vitamins. What are you happy about?
That you're not in the hospital.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy for that.
You know, and the only thing I'm not mad about, but when you're talking about that band, there's only like 3 or 4 of them. But when you find a video you like, there's nothing that gives you more joy. Like I was just thinking about that black dude who put the firecracker in his eyeball. that video that got sent to us on Acid Church with the dude just dancing. Like there's been like 3 or 4 videos that you really like on YouTube. Like,
Crackhead boss.
oh well, yeah, that one was fun. Jesus, but that fucking you would send me that dude with the dynamite in his eye. like 3 in
But
the
let me tell
morning
you something.
sometimes.
Nothing ever shocked me like the Duncan one on acid that night. Because I was on fire from the acid. And all of a sudden I get a text message. I'm like, what's this rattling on my phone? The fuck? And I look, and I open it up, and it's this fucking Spanish dude, or so we thought.
We didn't know
with
what
a
it
big
was.
mustache with clothes on. And all of a sudden he starts tap dancing. And he starts taking off his clothes. And this guy had no dick. It was like a vagina. He's dancing. And I sent it to everybody in my phone. West Coast, East Coast. I didn't care where you
And
were.
you don't even text.
Me and Ari that night, I go, Ari, teach me how to do this.
He's a teacher. You had to do
Send everywhere. Send it to the Pope, whatever we can send it to. The next day, only one person took me back. That ain't right, though.
Dude, I'll have to see if I can find it somewhere.
It came on my phone about 2:30 in the morning. I had to wake up, my wife, the kids.
It's terrible.
It shocked us and shit. We had to say a prayer. Oh, my God.
Because that one was scary because it wasn't that like it was like pixelated. So he was in the back a little bit. And you're like, oh, this dude's just dancing, have a good time. And then he gets closer, and his dick looked like those balloons that can blow up into animals, but before you blow into it, and it was just like stringy and just kind of hanging there. It was, and he's just fucking flopping it around, and that I think those videos are the hardest to hear you laugh, like those.
You know, Nicola, it's funny because I still remember you being young. Your brother being 2-3 years older than you, and you being at your grandma and your mom with the stroller. Oh. And then I bumped into you somewhere else with her. And this time you were walking. You guys are going to a game.
Always.
Some athletic event or
My
some
mom
shit.
was always taking me to games everywhere across the country.
But I grew up with your mom. It was your Uncle Greg that said, listen to the Dirt album. I already liked Alice in Chains, but I wasn't sold. And I'll never forget, every time I put that album on, I think of Greg at that bar on top of, on Kennedy Boulevard, on the top of 90th Street.
What was Manos?
Whatever that was, there on the corner.
That's the diner.
Yeah, now it's a diner. Yeah. I remember when that bar was there, the annoying guy. I'm friends with the biggest comedy manager. They had a chick that worked there. They had a woman that worked there that had to be 40. With like fake tits, the whole thing, and her husband was sit at the bar. She was doing tricks in the men's bathroom.
Tricks.
And I remember one night I got fucked up, and I'm like, dog, I'm gonna suck my pipe. She's like, listen, come home with us and wait for my husband to fall asleep. We'll fool around the basement. $50. And I'm like, what are you fucking doing?
Come home with me and my husband for $50. What the fuck?
Your husband's up there snoring. What the fuck is wrong with people, man?
Your
But
life
no,
is different. Your life
It's
is
crazy how I just grew up in your house. And I'll sit here and tell you shit that I still remember, like just dying of laughter. The first time I walked in your grandfather's house, just to put this in perspective, it was probably 1977.
Wow. That's the year he won a state championship. Though.
Yes, because that's how they weren't there.
No.
I was there with Michael, listening to Ted Nugent. And Greg was a little boy on the couch, sleeping. Downstairs had like 3 beds. And Greg was just a tiny 4-year-old boy. And he was passed out. And Mike had 15 people in the room with music turned on. And I go, Mike, what about this guy?
Don't worry about it.
He woke up the next morning, he didn't know nothing. He was covered in cigarette smoke and shit.
My grandma was probably finding that hysterical.
No, when they won the states, it was a complete night out.
Yeah.
Nobody came home. They ended up at a diner or something. They would go to a Fuso's dugout.
Yeah.
Those are the Fuso dugout days. and
Back in
shit.
the day.
That's the day there. So it's really nice to see that you've grown up to be a man.
Thank you, Uncle. I
You're
appreciate
following
that.
your fucking father's footsteps.
Yes, sir. Just trying
a
to
savage in his own right.
keep the Ascalise legacy going.
And we're going to keep it going as much as we can because it was about, at the end, the Ascalise legacy, he was a great coach.
Thank you.
He was, I don't have to tell you that. You read the accolades and
I
shit.
know.
But they weren't politicians, dog.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to do this for the kids no matter what. That's their job.
Yeah.
When you gain kids' trust and they can't talk to their parents, because that's the kids who, their home lives are shit.
Yeah.
And at one point, these coaches, they find out what's going on. And now they got to step in. And they did.
My grandpa and my grandma definitely stepped in.
Doug, they stepped in. And I'm talking about at every level here.
Mm-hmm.
I had a coach, John Barone. I had him on here.
He's like an uncle
Drove
to
me
me.
home when my
Yeah.
mother died. I mean, these are people that didn't have to do this shit. That's why, when people talk to me about politics now, you want to know why? Because that's a relationship I want. I'm not going to get it. So why you bullshit me? Why you wasting my fucking time?
Exactly.
You don't even look me in the eye. You don't shake my fucking hand. You didn't go to my mother's wake. Half those guys went to my mother's wake. They walked in and ran the fuck out when they saw people were doing blow and shit, but they showed up.
They showed up out of respect.
They went to church. They're Italian. They have to show up. So, this is the world I grew up in. I say a lot of fucked up shit about this world, but that's the flip side. Guys like his granddad, even the guy who, Balzano, I talk about him, Mr. Bender. These guys raised us, bro. There was nothing that, they didn't have to come, you never had to go up to them and go, I'm hungry. They fucking knew. They took the pressure off you. They could see you walking. Hey, duh! You're hungry.
Come on.
Yeah. And that's, that's what means everything to me. Not eating, but that gesture.
Right.
And that's what we've lost. Let me get that water before. I'm sorry to bother you.
So what's the ultimate goal, Nick? Like what is, 20 years from now, what?
Not 20, 10 years from now, I'd like to be a mayor.
Okay.
That's my goal. By the time I'm 35, I want to be a mayor somewhere in the county.
Cool. And because I don't even know, how do you get started in politics?
I was just happy
Watch
to be.
The Wire.
Yeah.
Councilman, and you go up against Tony Gray.
Yeah, but I was just born into it, I could say. So now that I'm old enough to understand it, I'm just happy to be supporting the sheriff in Hudson County, and we're gonna win this election in June. That's all I have to say about that.
That's awesome, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What do you think, Lee?
You gonna help
What
me
do
out?
I think?
You gonna vote? What are you gonna do, Lee?
If you want to get me a residence in this area, I'll vote for you.
Dog,
Absolutely.
This is not Bergen. You already live here.
What are you talking about?
I've lived here for 20 years.
We got an apartment upstairs.
Right
man.
here. This is your apartment.
Perfect.
Don't worry
Nobody
about
knows nothing.
We'll finagle the numbers a little bit.
You've been
That's
here
it.
3 years.
You've been here 3 years. You're the fucking director from Israel. Anyway, before we just go on and on, these edibles were on fire tonight. We gotta go. My nephew Nick Askeles,
Thank
vote
you.
for him. Lee Syatt, the director from Israel, and Uncle Joy. What we got coming up this week, Lee?
We have two great shows. We're in Jersey City
Yes,
on
sir.
Wednesday
Wednesday night.
and Parks on Saturday.
Oh shit!
We're on the road.
Jessime Peluso's coming in.
Uh-oh.
Fucking the Agostini's coming in. It's gonna be a nice one. Hopefully, I'll make these fucking shows.
You'll be
okay?
there, Unc.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try my fucking hardest.
You'll be there.
Because I only got a few steps, so I gotta get to the microphone and then pace myself and then attack it.
Tranquilo.
So that's what I'm doing. Tranquilo. Lavate chocho.
Tranquilo.
Uncle Joey loves you. I want to thank George, Lee, Nick, and myself for being here on a beautiful fucking Monday night. Stay black. We love you. Hey, Uncle Joey here. I want to talk to you about something. If you miss the cereal of your childhood, but don't miss the sugar, here's something you're going to love. It's called Magic Spoon, and it tastes like nostalgia. Magic Spoon has got a ton of protein, but still tastes just like the cereals you remember eating as a kid. Every serving of Magic Spoon has 13 grams of protein. Again, 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs. It comes in flavors like chocolate chip cookie, birthday cake, and even peanut butter. Listen, my favorite, I dig the peanut butter. I like peanut butter. So if you eat breakfast on the go, Magic Spoon makes cereal bars that you can take anywhere on the go. So do me a favor. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/church, CHURCH. Or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/church for $5 off.